Hi Nikki, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you farm?
Yeah, I'm Nikki Yoxall and I work for the PFLA and the Landworkers Alliance, and I farm in North East Scotland in Aberdeenshire. I'd say I'm an agroecological farmer, and we have rare and native breed cattle that we run on a silver pasture system.
And it's quite an exciting time for you, isn't it? Because you're about to move farms. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's right. We're moving to a new farm in the next few weeks, so it's an ideal time to not be packing boxes and to come here instead. So we're moving to a bit of a blank canvas farm, so about the same size as the land that we're on at the moment, but there is a bit of arable in there as well, which is something I know nothing about and I'm really excited to learn about. And a lack of diversity in the pastures, so yeah, keen to implement that mob grazing that we've been doing for a little while now and see if that has a difference on the plant species.
And what do you hope to bring back to the land there?
We want to see native species coming up through the sward. It's mostly perennial ryegrass, improved pasture, and we have seen where we are at the moment through the power of rest some beautiful flowers coming through. We've had yellow rattle for the first time ever that we've ever seen it this year, and we've got lots of beautiful vetches and just some really lovely clover and all sorts of things that are coming through, and excited to see what comes through at the new place, just given that time and space to rest.
Fantastic, that sounds really exciting. What's been on your mind here at Groundswell, and what have you learnt?
The thing that's been on my mind is just the amazing community. Like, just how amazing is it that, particularly after all this time of just seeing people on Twitter and Zoom, that we all get to have a lovely chat and a couple of beers and have a lovely time. So that's been great. That power of support and community and making us all feel part of something, a bigger movement, is awesome. And my takeaway, I think, came from Angus Dalton in the PFLA dairy talk today, and he said the best things to invest in come on a reel, so water pipe and electric fence, and the worst things to invest in when you're kind of thinking about changing your system is anything with a key, so a vehicle. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool way of...
That's a really good way of simplifying it.
Yeah.
And what are your hopes for the movement going forward? Where do you see us going? Have you got any next steps in mind?
Yeah, I think I'm really excited to see there's a tiny bit of not a split, but it's interesting the people that are talking from a food sovereignty, agroecology point of view around this, and then folk that are talking about regenerative ag more as a practice-based thing that can still support kind of current food systems and commodity markets. And I'm really interested to see that dynamic and how that shifts, because I'm personally not convinced that you can be regenerative in a commodified global food system. Maybe you can, but I'm not personally convinced. So I'm really excited to see how that shifts and changes, and the different lessons that can be learned from both sides over the coming years.
And have you got a message for all the different actors in our wider society, for the businesses, for the policymakers, for maybe the campaigners, about regenerative farming and what it could mean for the UK?
Oh, that's a hard question. There's so much to say. I think local, vocal for local, which is the current Landworkers Alliance campaign. Let's think about what local decision making looks like, local food, local support systems, localised appropriate structures.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Nikki.
No worries.
Lovely to chat.